And thank you guys for staying up late with us. We have a great program and one that will have your bottom jaw dropping this first segment. Parents are supposed to have that natural instinct to protect and nurture their children. So what in the world allegedly went wrong in the city of Memphis? Police there are investigating an esthetician and a mother. Her name is online if you want to look it up. Investigators are looking into if she actually allowed her child to perform waxing services on the vaginal areas of grown women. Photos of the little girl working on clients have gone viral. It has left many people on social media shocked and disgusted.
Out of pocket is not even the right word for this situation because you just done lost your mind. Or you just never had it to begin with. You wrong, but whoever those women are that paid this little girl to provide them services, everybody need to go to jail. Every last one of y'all. Because what?
It appears the mother has deleted her Instagram along with the original post where she praised her daughter for making nearly $750 that day. Tennessee's version of CPS is also investigating. Joining us to talk about it, psychotherapist Dr. Nick Hardy, along with parents Crystal Robbins and Shanidra Wagner. So guys, when you see this story, I mean, it's just mind-blowing. Do you ask yourself, what was this mother thinking?
Yes. What was she thinking? What was she taking? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. Waxing eyebrows, even that's out of order because that requires a license. So I don't understand why a woman would allow her child to break those boundaries. And you shouldn't be looking at people nude, and then you definitely shouldn't be touching
We're talking about little girls.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is not appropriate at all.
And your thoughts as a parent?
Oh my God. So first of all, to even be in a room like that, in that open concept, to be okay in the mindset of what the little girl was thinking is my biggest thought process on it. As a mother, you would want to show your daughter about class and dignity and about privacy. So why would you not want to teach your daughter about privacy, but you're putting her in a position to where she's forcing, I felt like it was a forced situation, to help the mother to collect the money as well.
And Dr. Nick Hardy, for those who are wondering, like I'm wondering, what would make a parent, if all of this is true, because they're still investigating, if all of this is true, what would make a parent think this is okay for their child, even if they wanted to teach them their craft, their job, make them a young apprentice? What would make a parent think this is okay?
Yeah, I mean, it's child exploitation, for one. And when you think about what would make a parent think that this is okay, probably past trauma in her own life and certain behavior that's been normalized for her. And so she personally may think like, oh, I'm helping her, when in reality, like, her perception of what's normal is completely off. And
in reading that post, if everything is as is, she was excited.
Yeah,
she said, I am teaching her, and she worked several hours and she made over $700 a day. She was proud, and I don't know what she thought the public would think about that.
Yeah.
I don't either. I mean, that's usually a post you make when your child is like maybe running credit card sales for you, or perhaps sweeping the floor, or prepping the facility for you to go in and do your specialty. But I'm blown away. I can't believe this actually happened. And then she was public about it. I mean, it's like she's clueless.
Yeah. And you're right about that. If it's like she was tone deaf with this whole situation. As a parent, when you saw this, I mean, and you look back on it and you try to analyze it, what are you coming up with here?
I'm coming up with, as well as what is her
Minus the PhD that Dr. Nick Hardy
what
has.
is her father thinks, what is her grandmother thinks. I'm thinking about even the people that she's going to, go around, just family gatherings. What are they going to think? What is it that you're putting in front of her when she goes back to school? how is that going to affect the child?
Right.
You know, as a mother, why would you put your child in that predicament to where, you know, not only that these kids are going to maybe tease her at school, that can be traumatizing for her. So I feel like she could have did it in a different way to where she could have maybe taught her about the product, maybe the knowledge on it, but not actually having her in the same room as those women being waxed.
And Dr. Hardy, what does this do to a child? I mean, a young girl who's there, on grown women's vaginal areas, you know, taking the hair off.
Yeah, which is mind-blowing to me. But I think one of the things it does is it robs a child of their childhood. When you think about a child and what they're supposed to be experiencing at that age, it's not being exposed to adult women. And so, I mean, it's traumatic just in and of itself, being able to see that and to think that that's normal.
And would she at some point hold this against her mother as she gets older, exposing her to this? Because she said the child's name in the post.
I believe so. I mean, there's no way you can look back on this as an adult and think that that's okay. And when you think about how it may influence you, again, as you said, you know, some of the experiences you may have at school with your peers, I mean, all of this is going to come back up, and it's on social media and it's on the news. And so here it is that, you know, you can't escape it. And so it's forever online in many ways. And so, yeah, absolutely.
And do you think the appropriate course of action is to have a criminal investigation and also have the state, that being those protective services, look at this as well?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think all parties need to be involved, from CPS, from legal side. I mean, everybody needs to have a hand in looking at what else could be happening in this situation and what else this child may be exposed to.
And Shanidra, do you think at any point this could have been the mom hoping to get popular on social media? Because we have a lot of parents who are exposing their children to different things for likes and popularity and viral moments on social media.
I think she's woefully delusional because there are a lot of other things she could have done to expose her daughter to entrepreneurship and to let the public say, oh, this is a great example. Our society, I think, has become very different in that nudity is the norm now. Nudity and scantily clad is like a PBS special now. If you're scantily clad, oh, at least you have on clothes. You know, now people are just nude. So in an age of sex trafficking and molestation and all this, this is just so concerning.
It's just
that there is no way she could have logically thought that was okay.
All right, don't go anywhere. And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We're continuing our conversation about a mother who's an esthetician and the target of an investigation in Memphis. Now, the mother is under scrutiny for a social media post where she said her daughter did multiple waxes. One shows a child focused on the vaginal area of an adult woman. If this is all true, did she cross the line? Our guests are back, psychotherapist Dr. Nick Hardy, parents Shanidra Wagner and Crystal Robbins, along with Rhonda Schultz, who is a master esthetician at the Glow Skin Bar in the Galleria. Glad for you to join us. When you see this, your thoughts about this?
Well, honestly, I have to first commend the mother for trying to do what I think she thought she was doing, which is educate the child on being an entrepreneur, being independent, you know, learning a skill, which is great because we don't get enough of that in our community to become financially free. That was first. I think that was awesome. However, there's a lot of legal issues that she probably hadn't thought of. One, when you're an esthetician, you have to be licensed as an esthetician, and you must carry a insurance liability. So the child performing the services without the coverage of insurance is a huge risk for her business and for the people who could be injured. Wax is very hot. There's lots of risk in application. There's lots of risk in not knowing the skin and what could happen to the skin. So she put herself and her daughter at a great risk by doing that. And I think that she meant well, but just wasn't mature enough and understand the laws to make the right decision.
And when you see what she did by putting her child in that environment,
yes,
crossing the line, right?
Yes, absolutely crossing the line. A young child mind is very vulnerable. I'm also a master educator, did that for 10 years, so I do understand the psychology of young people, particularly when they're exposed too young to those kinds of things and the damage that can happen. That young girl is definitely going to have some trauma from doing that. I think, of course, children want to please their parents and do what the mom is asking them to do, so she's probably looking to make her mom happy and do a good job and learn the skill. And kids think things like that is kind of play. I can't imagine her not feeling a little uncomfortable being exposed to that area of a body of a grown woman, which is completely different than what she sees of herself, of course, every day, being such a young child. But I definitely feel that when you expose a child at that age to something that mature, the damage is irreparable. It's just damage.
And for those who don't quite understand your business, what does an esthetician, what do you guys do for the public that may not know?
I'm glad you asked.
I'm
so glad you asked. I'm so glad you asked. The word esthetician kind of shakes people. You say esthetician, people go, "Est the what?" You
I'm
know?
like, I didn't die yet.
Exactly. It sounds very familiar to mortician and a lot of other words with estet on the end. We are licensed skin specialists is what we do. So I call myself a skinologist. I assess the skin and I treat the skin based on what the skin need can be. That can be acne, hyperpigmentation, that can be rashing, that can be various things. I'm not a licensed dermatologist, so I kind of work under the level of a dermatologist as far as licensing level, but I am licensed to do active things, meaning that I can injure the skin, I can burn your skin, I can definitely recover your skin, but if I'm not trained in the proper way and I don't understand what your skin needs and what level to go, the skin can definitely be injured. Working with hot wax, such as that young girl, can cause damage that is not repairable because the burn could be so badly that the woman's tissue could be just destroyed. So there's training that has to be mastered by that.
And if this mother is actually licensed, could she lose her license as a result of something like that?
Absolutely, she could lose her license because the child isn't doing it on an aunt that's not paying. They're not playing. She's not doing it on the mother. She's doing it on a paying customer. That alone requires her to have licensing and insurance in place to cover anything that could happen to that patient, to that client. So the child isn't covered. She's not trained nor she's covered. So the risk is huge all over for herself and her business.
She can lose her license and her liberty.
License and her liberty. Absolutely. And then honestly, with the child being so young at this point and being exposed like that, I can't imagine Child Protective Services not being very concerned about what that child is.
Yeah, they are investigating. We want to thank you all for joining us. We appreciate your expertise and knowledge on this.